blame. We wear the same crack, just not the same. I counted the ruins one by one, till the damage felt like proof. Forever, I lost the room where I could breathe. Friends with their ready-made answers, cheap little lines up their sleeve. None of them fit the quiet breakage, none of them touched the tender bruise. If love was real, it still could scar you. That's what the living have to lose. And every word falls short somehow. Every cure wears thin right now. We called it sacred, called it true. It still went through me, went through you. No one leaves whole, no one leaves clean. Love puts its mark where the light has been. You took your name, I took the blame. We wear the same crack, just not the same. And there you were in a pale half glow, a face I knew with altered eyes. I saw the fracture I was hiding, looking back in your disguise. No grand revenge, no blessed ending, no perfect lesson to recite. Just two survivors in the doorway, carrying proof into the night. So let them say what helps them sleep. Time will mend what time can keep. But survival isn't mercy, it only means we kept our feet. Kept our feet. No one leaves whole, no one leaves clean. Love puts its mark where the light has been. You took your name, I took the blame. We wear the same crack, just not the same. No one leaves whole, no one leaves free. Something remains in you and me. It may be over, it may be done, but unheard isn't what we've become. Clean-cut heart, a clean-cut heart. I trimmed the fever till I fell apart. A clean-cut heart, dressed sharp in the dark. Pure on the surface, but cold where the spark should start. Press my will like a blade to the seam, made a virtue of a vanishing dream. I clipped every loose end, one by one, filed down the urge church till the urge was done. Kept my hands clean, kept my conscience neat. Polished my face till it looked discreet. I called it discipline, called it grace, but mirrors started losing my face. I wore good manners like a fitted glove, and cut too deep where I once kept love. You touched my sleeve and your eyes went hard. Said, where's the fire, where's the mark? I gave you silence in a tailored line, and I smiled. Said everything is fine. A clean-cut heart, a clean-cut heart. I trimmed the fever till I fell apart. A clean-cut heart, dressed sharp in the dark, pure on the surface, but cold where the spark should start. Under perfect skin, no stain, no tremor, no wild mistake. Just measured breath that refused to break. I kept saying no till no felt true, till nothing tender was coming through. A saint by posture, a ghost by touch. I learned too well and I lost too much. If this is holy, why do I fade? If this is mercy, why am I made of sharpened edges? Iron desire, a good clean suit and a dying wire. I wanted peace, not this empty earth, this numb devotion, this cut out heart, a clean cut heart. Till I fell apart. A clean-cut heart, dressed sharp in the dark, pure on the surface, but cold where the spark should start. Shape, a broken will, purity fits like a suit of frost. I kept it clean and counted the cost. I can stop anytime, that's what I say. Then I set the scene to lose my way. You're the cure, you're the fever, you're the wire. I live inside the habit of desire. Again, again. Same hour, same hunger, same hand on the door. I take the usual table, I wear the usual face, I leave a little silence in the ordinary place. I tell myself a story I've polished to a shine, that I'm only passing through, that your touch is not mine. Every little motion, every practice little lie turns the key a little deeper, lets the wanting multiply. I know the code by memory, I know which nerve to fire. I make a daily prayer of the habit of desire. One look and the signal glows, one breath and the old thing grows. I call it weakness, call it art. You press the button in my heart. I can stop anytime, that's what I say. Then I set the scene to lose my way. You're the cure, you're the fever, you're the wire. I live inside the habit of desire. Again, again. I keep the glass half empty so you'll fill it with your hands. I leave the window open like a fool who understands. I fold my days around you, neat and ritual and clean. Every step a small surrender, dressed in discipline and sheen. You arrive just like the answer to the ache you helped inspire. A remedy with fingerprints, a saint of little fires. I say I'm still the master, but the truth is plain as sin. I build the room around the need, gladly let you in. And what if I get everything? What if the wanting fades? I fear the quiet after that, the calm your absence made. No blaze, no sting, no holy ache, no sweet familiar pyre. I'd rather wear these chains and call them the habit of desire. I can stop anytime, that's what I say. Then I set the scene to lose my way. You're the cure, you're the fever, you're the wire. I live inside the habit of desire. Again, same hour, same hunger, same alibi. I tell myself no while I arrange the night. You're the trigger, you're the bomb, you're the fire. The habit of desire. Again, again. Surrender slowly, don't turn the light away. Surrender slowly, let the silence learn my name. I was built from careful hands, from locks and loaded grace. Surrender slowly, stay with me in this place. I know the ritual, control the breathing, hide the need. Come closer, no questions now, just your hands undoing. I wore my distance like a uniform, pressed and perfect, cold and clean. Every glance a negotiation, every touch a dangerous dream. You moved nearer without demanding, slowly. Don't turn the light away. Surrender slowly. Let the silence learn my name. I was built from careful hands, from locks and loaded grace. Surrender slowly. Stay with me in this place. Sharpen every doubt. You lay mercy on my skin now, and the old code flickers out. Bit by bit the walls are bending. Brick by brick they lose their claim. I can feel the room grow warmer when you whisper me the same. Here's the fear beneath the theater. Tenderness may make me small. You might see the naked weakness. You might see no strength at all. But if weakness means I'm open, if it means I finally feel, then remain here in the moment and let the damage learn to heal. Surrender slowly. Don't turn the light away. Surrender slowly. Let the silence learn my name. I was built from careful hands, from locks and loaded grace. Surrender slowly. Stay with me in this place. I'm still here. You're still here. I'll take it quick, I'll take it clean. The hands of steel stay unseen. A touch, a look, a little feel. Then nothing's left but what I steal. The hands that steal. The hands that steal. Crime, in and out, right on time. Come on! I borrow eyes across the room. I take the heat, I leave the gloom. I lift your faith with careful hands, then let it slip like shifting sand. I keep the fever, lose the name. I kiss the fire, avoid the blame. Attention taken, never paid. A pretty debt that never fades. You stood there asking what remains, when all your darlings break their without disguise. No holy alibi, no saintly lies. You said you're rich in empty rooms. You wear devotion like perfume. I counted glances, cashed them in, fed the ache beneath my skin. But every door I opened wide closed on the ordinary I hide. I was afraid of being small, no chosen one, no light at all. Unheld, unknown, passed over slow. A face the mirrors never know. So I took love the way thieves do, for proof that I was passing through. Hold on, don't go. I take it quick, I take it clean. The hands of steel stay unseen. A touch, a look, a little feel. Then nothing's left but what I steal. The hands that steal. The hands that steal. That steal alone. The hands that steal.
blessing feeds the
Fire, I call your name like it can heal, but I only want the wheel. Closer now, the air gets thin. Taste the fear beneath my skin. I want your touch, the wrong kind of prayer. Down on my knees, but the greed is there. Save me tonight, then leave me there. The wrong kind of prayer. Oh, the wrong kind of prayer. This is no faith, this is dressed up fear. A borrowed robe, a taste for the tear. I called it holy to soften the chain, but I came back hungry again and again. If there is truth, it cuts me plain. No easy mercy, no sweeter name. I want your touch, no heaven to spare. No alibi, no one up there. If I want release, I start right here. No more wrong kind of prayer. Oh, no more wrong kind of prayer. No easy way, no easy way. Own desire, like a sainted flame. Now I speak my want by its true name. No hand above, no debt made fair. Only what I choose. No prayer. A tender light, a tender light. I wrapped you in it through the night. A tender light. Did kindness fade the truth from sight? A tender light. It kept you warm and held too tight. Tell me now, tell me why. Does mercy count when hope's denied? I saw the fracture in your eyes, so I drew curtains over light and called the dark a gentler kind. You leaned into the words I gave, like cloth around a body shaking. I watched that comfort start to bloom and fill the corners of the room. Every promise, every phrase turned to velvet, turned to chains. You could feel the space between what I said and what I mean. A tender lie, a tender lie. I wrapped you in it through the night. A tender lie, a tender lie. Did kindness fade the truth from sight? A tender lie, a tender lie. It kept you warm and held too tight. Tell me now, tell me why. Does mercy count when hope's denied? You touched the silence in my mouth. You knew there was a missing sound. Still you wore my fragile thread like a halo over dread. And I, the maker of this veil, began to breathe inside the tale. What sheltered you concealed me too. I hid from all I feared was true. I won't pretend it was for you alone. No, I was frightened of the fall. I built a softer wound to call a home, and let it grow around us all. If love can wound by sparing pain, what do we name this sweet refrain? A tender lie, a tender lie. I wrapped you in it through the night. A tender lie, a tender lie. Did kindness fade the truth from sight? A tender lie, a tender lie. It kept you warm and held too tight. Tell me now, tell me why. Does mercy count when hope's denied? Tender lie, tender lie. Warm as a hand, sharp as a knife. Tender lie. Was it love or fear in kind? Under your judgment, I come undone. Under your judgment, nowhere to run. Every little mercy turns to proof of what I've done. Under your judgment, I still want your love. You look at me like a loaded word, and I wear the fear like a second shirt. could grows my heart. I try to stand still, I try to look pure, but every move I make makes you more sure. Under your judgment, I come undone. Under your judgment, nowhere to run. Every little mercy turns to proof for what I've done. Under your judgment, I still want your love. Like a page of failures, line by line, slow and cold. Even my silence sounds like danger. Even my truth comes bought and sold. I remember when your hands meant pardon, when your mouth could let me breathe. Now I wait beneath the sentence for the wound you won't relieve. So tell me now, am I guilty? Or am I addicted to the blame? Tell me now, do I deserve it? Or is it just the price I pay to stay? Under your judgment, I come undone. Under your judgment, nowhere to run. Every little mercy turns to proof of what I've done. Under your judgment, I still want your love. The mercy you withhold, the mercy you withhold. I laid my little graces down like coins against your soul. The mercy you withhold, the mercy you withhold. Your silence is the loudest word I've ever had to hold. Straightened out your crooked days. I took the blame you would not say. A look, a touch, a door left wide, and still you keep your hands untied. Brought you water in a bitter hour. I gave you shelter, gave you power. I counted every careful deed as if your heart were mine to lead. A ride, a call, a quiet lie, a softened truth, an alibi. I stacked them high, a private throne, and cursed the way you stayed unknown. You say nothing, but it burns through the room. You say nothing, and I answer to the doom. The mercy you withhold, the mercy you withhold. against your soul. The mercy you withhold, the mercy you withhold. Your silence is the loudest word I've ever had to hold. Like a sacred chain, I fed your grief, I named your pain. Not out of love the way love should be, but for the leash it gave to me. There I've said the ugliest thing. I wanted strings on everything. Not your pardon, not release, just your surrender dressed as peace. So keep it, keep your blessing from my door. I don't heaven, I wanted something more. I wanted the balance in my hands, your pulse beneath command. Now the room strips bare the truth. Mercy does not answer to demand. No, the mercy you withhold, the mercy you withhold. I laid my little graces down like coins against your soul. The mercy you withhold, the mercy you withhold. Your silence is the loudest word I've ever had to hold. The mercy you withhold, the mercy you withhold. No bargain buys the tender thing I tried too hard to own. Hold on, let go. I cannot trade in kindness now. I cannot force the sacred down. What isn't given won't be sold. I leave with empty hands grown cold. The mercy you withhold, the mercy you withhold. Let go. Silence wins. Where's your face? And stands between us, taking space. I had the words, I let them fall. Now quiet has the final call. And silence wins. It takes it all. The cup still steams, the morning leans, a chair untouched, a look on cold. Blade, a proud excuse, a small defeat, I call the truce. The traffic moves, the kettle cries, a little joke from distant lives, while something vital slips from view and dies without a sound from you. I could reach out, I could confess, but pride is dressed in righteousness and keeps my hands against my side, like I have nothing left to hide when silence wins. pass me by in daily scenes, in coffee rings and silver screens, and laughter from the other room, in Sunday light and slow perfume. This third one lives between our breaths, feeds on the pause, sleeps in our bed. I won the line, I held my ground and lost the only holy sound. Say it now, say it plain, break the lock, undo the chain, but my mouth stays closed and the room grows wide, till victory turns to the loneliest lie. When silence wins, he wears your face and stands between us, taking space. I had the words, I let them fall. Now quiet has the final call. When silence wins, it takes it all. When silence wins, no one sees how love can leave so quietly. I hear your name, I stay still, and silence wins. Come back for the mercy of habit again. I lie down where the damage fits, so sweet. I call it love, I call it control, but it tears little holes in the soul. I come back for the mercy of habit. Trace the line, I play my part. You touch the fear and I obey like a prayer I don't believe I say. This is calm, this is choice, while the crack appears inside my voice. I never left, I only turned. I never learned. Control is my favorite illusion, a clean conclusion with no release. I hold the wheel with shaking fingers and drive us gently into the deep. I come back for the mercy of habit again. I lie down where the damage fits, so sweet. I call it love, I call it control, but it tears little holes in the soul. I come back for the mercy of habit again. joys. I come back for the mercy of habit again. I lie down where the damage fits, so sweet. I call it love, I call it control, but it tears little holes in the soul. I come back for the mercy of habit again. Forgive me if you can. Desire writes with my hand. Tell me, can forgiveness live where the same mistake still breathes? Tell me, can desire stop when it rewrites what it grieves? I come back again for the mercy of habit. A small sin repeated again and again. A soft wound I open, then cover again. You say nothing, you keep it all in. A small sin repeated feels holy as sin again, 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 again. I dress the lie in a cleaner skin. I call it change, let the night begin. One more vow with a crooked grin. One more turn where I've always been. I know the shape of the door by touch. The old excuse still works too much. No thrill left in it, no blaze to win. Just the worn out comfort of giving in. You watch me move like you know the scene. The same old cut, the same routine. Your eyes don't judge, they just remain. Like a witness standing in the rain, so still. And every promise sounds so pure. For a second I almost cure. Then the feeling fades, the need steps in, and mercy wears my skin. A small sin repeated again and again. A soft wound I open, then cover again. You say nothing, you keep it all in. A small sin repeated feels holy as sin again, 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 You never asked for a grand defense. You count the cracks, you read the tense. You know each word before it's said. You know the nights that pull the thread. I come back changed for an hour or two. Then habit speaks and I bend to it too. Not for fire, not for the sting, just to hear some lonely bell inside me ring. soothes more softly than it burns the skin. And if I kneel to the same old need, maybe repetition is faith indeed. Maybe I fall just to prove I'm real. Maybe the bruise is the only thing I feel. A small sin repeated again and again. A soft wound I open, then cover again. You say nothing, you keep it all in. A small sin repeated feels holy as sin. Again, 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 again. Not a thrill, not a victory hymn, just a prayer with the lights turned dim. You remember all, I step back in. A small sin repeated, a small sin repeated. Again, 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 again. I will never leave you, never leave you. I will never change, no, not for you. I will never forget. I repeat, a promise like a thread, a promise like a thread. I said it's sweet, you heard the teeth beneath. I put my words around you like a wire, a velvet glove concealing the desire. I call it love, I call it holy fire, but every vow is pulling tighter, tighter. You wear a smile like someone keeping time. You kiss me once while drawing your own line. I say forever as if it's divine. You hear the lock click shut behind the rhyme. Say my name and make it sound sincere. Hold me close while drifting disappear. I make it clear, I make it clear. I'm the wish you learn to fear. I will never leave you, never leave you. I will never change, no, not for you, not for you. I will never forget. I repeat, a promise like a thread, a promise like a thread. I keep the candle burning in your room to make devotion feel like certain doom. I dress the chain in silk and cheap perfume. room and watch you plan your exit in the gloom. Your eyes say go while your mouth says stay. You stroke my face and slowly look away. I swear the same three lines like I must pray until they sound like numbers on display. I learned love through fear, I learned touch through pain. If I hold you here, I don't hear the rain. If I say don't move, maybe I remain. What I call the truth is a fever chain. I will never leave you, never leave you, never. I will never change, no, not for you, not for you. I will never forget, I repeat, a promise like a threat, a promise like a threat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A promise like a threat, a promise like a threat. I will never leave you, I will never leave you, I will never change, I will never leave you, I will never forget. I will never leave you, I will never change, I will never forget. A promise like a thread. Love in a locked room, love in a locked room. We keep the key where the shadows bloom. Love in a locked room, love in a locked room. Is this devotion or a living tomb? You drew the line, I stepped inside. Come on. No words, no warning, nowhere to hide. You made a language with your eyes and hands, a private contract I don't understand. Rules on the walls surrender, taste of pressure. If this is heaven, why can't I move? If this is love, what does it prove? Answer me. Love in a locked room. Love in a locked room. We keep the key where the shadows bloom. Love in a locked room. Love in a locked room. Is this devotion or a living tomb? I gave you all the proof I had, the good, the guilty, sweet and bad. Love in a locked room, say it true. Is it still love if it cages too? I gave you a clean light, a white shirt, a closed eye. You held it like a prayer, while all my stains were there. I gave you a clean light, so fear would stay outside. Now every polished line cuts deeper every time. I trimmed the edges from my mouth, made every failure small, turned every warning into grace, hung mercy on the wall. You love the glass, the careful smile, the version without ache. I watched you settle in that light and felt my body shake. Look at me, I almost believed it too. But the little things stayed living in the corners of the room, in the tremor of a sentence, in the perfume of the wound. And I started wanting mercy of the sharpest, brightest kind, something cruel enough to open what I buried in my mind. I gave you a clean light, a white shirt, a closed eye. You held it like a prayer, while all my stains were there. I gave you a clean light, so fear would stay outside. Now let the dirty truth come in. At least it breathes, at least it bites. Let it live beyond the light. I gave you a clean life. I trimmed the edges from my mouth. I trimmed the edges from from my mouth. I trim the edges from my mouth. I gave you clean life. I gave you a clean life. A white shirt, a closed eye. It like a prayer, while all my stains were there. I gave you a clean life, so fear would stay outside. Now let the dirty truth come in. At least it breathes, at least it bites. Truth hurts, but it breathes. So take the shine away from me. Leave what trembles, leave what cries. If love can live with anything, let it live beyond